Hey man, what it is, what it ain't. We're here for another episode of the From the Jump podcast. I'm your host DJ here with a few of my co-hosts and bro hosts, but you know how that go though. Again, depending on where these guys get lined up in the editing. Today we got my boy Big Meech.
New year, new me, same Meech.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And then we got my boy Josh, Big Josh in the building.
Year happy 2024, y'all.
Black
Yes sir,
Jesus.
yes
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Black Jesus himself. Now man, we've had some stuff go down obviously. But before we get to all that, we gotta do our team reviews. So, Josh, we're gonna start with you first, since you're probably the one riding the most high at the moment compared to the rest of us.
Yes, sir. Number two in the division, and number
Mm-hmm.
three in the Eastern Conference. The Sixers are looking good, but it seems like we can't win without Joel sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like 3 out of the 4 games he wasn't playing, we lost, or the 2 out of the 3 games he didn't play, we lost.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'll talk about stat leaders later, but number one in points right now. But Meach said it before we started recording. Tobias needs to step it up. He's totally right. I totally agree. He does need to step it up. Maxi's doing the best he can right now. Reed needs to step up too as a backup from on the bench to Embiid. But third, we're happy with third. As long as we don't have to go against Boston in the in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, we'll be looking Gucci.
Mm.
All right, Meech, talk to me. I know, I'm in the
Yeah,
same
that's
boat.
yeah, I know, man. A lot has happened since that in season championship. I think we're like 2-9, something crazy. Spiraling downhill really bad. Just seen Vegas odds. Lakers have a 12% chance of making the playoffs.
Ooh, ooh.
Whatever that means. It could mean nothing. It can mean everything, but you know, Lakers. We have a lot of Laker fans are, sometimes extreme, and every game we win or lose, like the season is almost over or back on track. But what's apparent is we need a new coach. He's out of his league. Hot pocket ham is what we call him because he always has his hands in his pockets. If you ever watch a Laker game,
I'm dead.
Coach Ham's hands are in his pockets um, all the time. So this is a second year coach coaching a championship or bust team. I don't even I wouldn't even say that those Raptors when Kawhi won it was a championship or bust team. He just happened to get traded there, and they ended up going on a run. But and Nick Nurse was the rookie coach, I believe. But I can't think of any teams who's had a first or second year coach where it was championship or bust. Not first or second year with that team. First or second year being a head coach in general.
Mm.
It's just unrealistic expectations. So, yeah, we're bad. We suck. I'm hoping we lose our next several games so that we can blow it up or make a change. Either one, but we're not going to win like this. So that's it.
I ain't
Man.
mad at it. I ain't mad at it, man. With the Pelicans, ooh,
Yeah, man. Tell about
they
those
just so
Pelicans.
it's so fucking hit or miss, bro. Like, I think Willie Green does not know how to make adjustments. And I say that in the situation of yesterday, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
playing the Clippers.
Yep.
Great, good team. They've been hot all season. We keep trying to. We run the same thing every game, and I get it. If you have an offense, you run that system, but you gotta have multiple different things you can do depending on the lineup and who you're playing against. Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
you're having Brandon Ingram try to do everything, and he's getting trapped by two of the modern day era's best two-way players in the league in Kawhi
Kawhi and
Leonard and
PP.
Paul George. And then they're helping, depending on who's doing the pick and roll. Like Zion, give Zion the ball. Let him do the point Zion thing this game. Let him collapse the defense and kick it out to Brandon Ingram so he can, cut and get to the elbow for a jumper. You keep trying to do the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And, at one point, I think we were up like 8, and then we ended up down like 20 plus. The next thing I saw. So it's just like we have all the talent in the world. If you look at our roster from top to bottom with the players that we have Zion, who's the collapser on the
Yeah.
offensive end. Every if you don't send a double, somebody's getting fried. 1 through 5. It's just there's very few people that can keep up and do what they need to against him on defense on all fronts. You have Brandon Ingram, who's a former All Star, great player to have. I think any other team in the league would be happy to have him. And then you have C.J. McCollum as a third option, with also having arguably, again, you have Trey Murphy, 50, 40, 90 club. You got Jordan Hawkins, another 3-point sniper. You have all the shooting you can want around Zion, but you don't use them to collapse the defense for kick out jumpers. I need the math to start mathing Willie Green because I'm telling you, I will send your ass. We will do a coaches trade like it's the NFL, and we will trade you for Monty Williams because at least we saw what he
No,
did
we
with the
want Monty
Phoenix
Williams.
Suns.
Fuck that.
No, no, we'll take
No,
Monty.
we want Monty
We will
Williams.
take Monty.
He already
You
did the
know,
New Orleans thing. He ain't going back.
he
Damn.
should. Now he can just assume the head coach position. We got you. We got you. Just come over there. We got your shooters like when you had Cam Johnson. I think Trey Murphy is the next fucking Mikal Bridges. We got Zion, who's not Braun, but he can pass the ball and collapse the defense and demands a lot of attention. And then you got Brandon Ingram, who's a 6'10 mid-range guy. Like, come on, we got everything. What you want, baby, we got it. But,
I got a question.
that's it. Go ahead. Come on with it.
Whose team is that?
Whose team? Oh, on our team?
Yeah.
In all actuality, it's Brandon Ingram's.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
It's Brandon Ingram's. It should be Zion's, but Zion doesn't. His brain, his thinking for the game. I think I truly believe this, and it's gonna sound stupid to some, but if you play basketball or sports in general, you would know what I'm saying. Sometimes being good hurts you. And I say that in the sense if he's been dominant since high school, so I think his ability to process certain things, like me, right? I was never good, so you have to find ways to be good. So if I know I'm faster than this guy and I know for certain I can get by him, somebody's coming to help. As soon as I pass him, my brain goes to looking for who the help defender is so I can get that person the ball, whoever's man is coming to help. Zion doesn't do that. He's going up on 2 and 3 people.
He's a ball stopper at times for sure.
Right. And it's like, bro, you already collapsed the defense. You need to be looking for that center that's coming up to help so you can dump it to Valanciunas, or if whoever's on the wing is coming to trap you, to pass the ball. But Brandon Ingram's the only person at this point that's doing that. Like, I think he's averaging around 5 assists over the last few games. Last I checked, he just had 4 or 6, something like that. It's just like
He's like saying a double.
Right. And so now he's so dominant. He's doing that. He's getting the 4 or 5 assists, and LeBron and Zion should be able to do the same thing. To where it's like, do we leave Trey Murphy open? Do we leave C.J. McCollum open? Do we leave Brandon Ingram open because he's been shooting the 3 more? Do we leave Jordan Hawkins open? That's the situation you need to put every team in every game. And the only person that seems to make the right pass and score at the rate that he needs to is Brandon Ingram. So I would say it's Brandon Ingram's team.
Okay. And I seen that Zion's contract for the last 2 years is not guaranteed because of a weight clause.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And for missing too many games last season.
right. So if he misses X amount of games,
Mm-hmm.
is it if he misses them, or is it if he misses them because of weight, or is it even if he gets injured or whatever?
I think it's from my knowledge, it's for any reason, whether it be weight related, injury. Because I mean, he's kind of had the Joel Embiid thing over his first few seasons, so it's just like
why would he sign that?
Injured. Because I think he thought like I'll be all right, like it happened. But like you said, it doesn't make any sense because a lot of you can go down out of nowhere,
Yeah, I don't think I would have signed that even if I was relatively healthy. Like if KD is healthy and they put a clause in KD's contract and say, "Hey, if you miss too many games, your contract's not guaranteed." No other superstar is going to sign that because they're going to be like, "What the fuck?" Like anything can happen.
Line.
If I'm being honest, and I also think it's a way out for him, right? Because if he doesn't sign that, it's the okay, well, how much money are you going to give me if I say no to that contract?
Mm.
Okay, we're going to give you X, Y, and Z. Well, no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
too low. I'll take my 25, 30, 40, 50 million a year up to that point,
Hmm.
and then you're going to tell me my contract's not guaranteed? All right, bet. Fuck y'all. At some point, I'm going to sit out. You're going to have to trade me.
Yeah.
It's you're
Right.
Somebody's going to give you pennies on the dollar, and you're going to fuck around and get PJ Tucker and Terrence Mann for me. That's what's going to end up happening.
Since his contract is not guaranteed, they could waive him or cut him, and the deal is it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just like those 1 year players who don't have a guaranteed contract. So if he really wanted to, if shit
Mm-hmm.
got bad with New Orleans, he could eat and not work out for a week, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they say, all right,
James
Zion,
Harden, that shit.
yeah,
Yep.
and then be cut and literally be a free agent and go
Yep.
sign. But that's I don't think we've ever seen that for a. He's a superstar talent. I'm not gonna say he's a
Mm-hmm.
superstar yet, but
Mm-hmm.
superstar talent. I don't think we've
Right.
ever seen that. So that's kind of crazy.
No. No,
Sucks to
it'll
be
be
y'all.
interesting. That's why I'm just like trade that nigga while the trading is good. Send that
Yeah,
nigga to Brooklyn. Give us Mikael Bridges, and
y'all like it.
Yeah, yeah, that ain't
give us
happening.
Yeah,
give
yeah,
us
nah.
Sorry.
Mikael. He ain't. Hey, I'm just saying. We'll give you him. Y'all don't have nothing in Brooklyn. Y'all don't got shit. Katie left. James left. Kyrie
They got
left. You need some
Mikel.
type of.
They do got yeah, facts.
Bro, did you just see these niggas just went into overtime with the Portland Trailblazers? Get the fuck out of here.
That's how I won my money. But shit, they got Mikel and they got Cam Johnson. I mean, those two players are their future, or Mikel is their future.
I was gonna say
And
Mikael,
he's an
Cam
Iron Man too.
Thomas.
He doesn't miss
Hmm.
games, Mikel.
Hmm. That's true.
So
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I just don't know where he would go. What would be best for his life at this point. But yeah,
Mm.
I would trade him
it is.
for uh
Joel
man.
Embiid.
I need to trade him
Stop.
for like Kyle Kuzma or something like that.
Yeah, I would trade him for Kuzma at this point, honestly, and Jordan Poole. Give me both of them niggas. Y'all finna move the team to Vermont or wherever the fuck anyway. Give me Kuzma and Jordan Poole,
That's
and
funny.
tell the rest of them niggas get the fuck out of here. But as we move forward, man, Draymond, we all saw the suspension when he slacked the fuck out of Nurkic in his
Guess who's
face,
back?
Yep.
and
Mm.
the man, Mister Demon Time Incarnate, is back.
Undisputed champion. He really is
Yeah,
undisputed. No one has
hundred
taken
percent.
him out.
No, not at all.
We
Not
should we
Patrick
should we
Beverly.
should put a
Nobody.
bet. How long is he going to last until his next suspension?
Ooh.
Sheesh.
I say I say playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to say first round of playoffs. I
It's gonna be a
say
real gritty series.
right.
He gonna
Hmm.
and he ain't gonna do it on purpose. He's just gonna be himself.
Yep.
Maybe kick somebody in the nuts or something.
Right. I think
I
I think
mean,
depending on their
mhm,
record, I think if they're
mhm,
fighting for a playoff spot, he's gonna do some bullshit to try to inspire his team at some
right.
point, and he's gonna fuck himself off. And they
Hmm.
not gonna have him for the playoffs or nothing. And you gonna have Jonathan Kaminga in there trying to go crazy.
Yeah, and then and I mean they're number 10 right now, so they're kind of struggling to even stay in the playoff picture. They could be definitely in the play-in, but
Hmm.
the way they're going with it's not looking good, and the spirits are looking low over in Golden State. And even with
Yeah.
on the topic of Kaminga, like he even said that he feels Steve Kerr's not using him effectively. Like he's
For
not
sure.
using his skills. But I feel like we haven't seen Kaminga actually, pop off to see what skills he's got. So
Hmm.
it's kind of half on him too.
Yeah, I think he would be better suited in a situation like Detroit. A young team, and you get to those teams. It's kind of whoever goes is going off that game, just go off, and then we'll try to figure shit out at some point. It's
Hmm.
just you're playing for the Warriors, who have 3 or 4 fucking champions, or 3 or 4 four-time champions on that team, and it's like the roles are already defined. If you go to
Hmm.
a Atlanta at this point, because they trying to sell everything. They said last report I read, the only people they want to keep or they want to build around is Trey Young and Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
You got the Detroit Pistons. You got the Charlotte Hornets. Those teams he would kind of get a little bit more leeway in. But yeah, we'll
Bridges is on
see.
the he's up for grabs, right? Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges, I think so, but I think everybody's still too afraid to touch him. Pause because of the situation with the domestic abuse,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, I think his contract's like 100,000 this year, and he was in line for. I think he turned down an
Yeah,
$80 million
yeah, he
contract.
did.
yeah, he's
So
an unrestricted. He's gonna get a bag.
yeah, at some
Um,
point.
just yeah.
But yeah, man. So next, let's talk about the stat leader so far in the season. You know,
Yes, sir.
Joshua brought it up earlier, and I think it's about time. We ain't necessarily at the halfway point, but we're coming up on it just to see
Mm-hmm.
kind of where everybody's at and what y'all think about these specific individuals.
But
So,
so we
Josh, go
know
ahead.
we know offensive leader. We really don't have to guess that. I'm gonna ask y'all to. I'm gonna see who y'all can guess for the others. But offensive leader right now is obviously Joel Embiid. He's been in the talks about MVP again, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Number two being Luca, right behind him. I mean, barely a point off. He's getting 33 points a game. And
Mm-hmm.
then number three is Giannis, 31 points a game. Shy getting 31.5, just a point one behind Giannis. And then Kevin Durant, 29.9 points a game.
Oh wow.
So those are pretty good stats, and Joel is kind of demolishing them on the board in the paint, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I think Joel Embiid, like you were saying earlier, with the Sixers not being able to win without Joel Embiid, it's kind of scary because when he's off the
Hmm.
floor in the playoffs,
Right.
is Maxey gonna just be able to just control the game while Joel is off the floor? Or let's
He's
say he
gonna have
misses
to.
again. Yeah, that's a lot that they rely on him. That's 33. How much? 33?
34.
Uh,
34 points a
34 and a
game.
half.
That's 30, almost 35 points a game. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't, I called him a foul merchant
Trust the
earlier.
process.
Those referees, the NBA is a business and a rigged one at
Hmm.
that. They're not going to give him all those 15 free throws a game that he shoots when the
Yeah,
playoff
not in the
starts.
playoffs. No, not at
Yeah,
all. Not at all.
So if y'all go
They don't
against
get them.
Boston or
it's a wrap.
shit,
Well,
y'all
at least
better
in the
not.
second round, it's a wrap. If we go against Boston, it's a wrap.
You
Yeah.
know what's crazy, bro? I think y'all could beat Boston this year, and I say that for the specific point of they gave Jalen Brown that ridiculous bag.
Hmm.
I don't see $300 million worth. I don't. And then you got Jason Tatum, who's hit or miss, and Porzingis is gonna get his ass beat by Joel Embiid.
Oh, it's
Hey,
fact.
Let that nigga.
Al Horford, he's the Joel Embiid stopper, right? Or no, I won't say stopper, but hasn't
You know, he
he
gives him competition.
been the best matchup for Joel Embiid for like the last 5-6 years?
For sure, but I think
Right.
Father Time is catching up to his ass because he
That's
ain't
true.
playing. He ain't doing nothing but scoring about
Uh,
6 points a game. And
Hmm.
at the time, Al Horford, you need scoring in this league now. And
no
with Al
facts.
Horford scoring 6 points a game, how long are you going to be able to actually keep him out there
Keep
Yeah.
on
him
the
on the
floor
floor.
and
Good point.
limit yourself for a score? That's
Hmm.
just my opinion.
No, good point.
But
Because today's NBA, you can't just have someone on the floor playing defense with
no,
no offense production whatsoever.
right.
Um,
For example, right? PJ Tucker with the Clippers. PJ Tucker is not getting a shot up just playing all that defense. Originally, I think he was a part of the starting lineup as
He
some
was.
point, and
Hmm.
then now he's getting no minutes in LA.
now this
None,
nigga want to be
zero.
traded.
Yep.
Yeah, now he want
He
to be
hates it
traded.
there.
And but I mean, it is what it is. It's just you got to be able to score. There's very few people
I
that
think he
can
just got
actually.
lucky. He was riding James Harden's coattails everywhere he went for the last five,
Hmm.
6 years.
That's
Now
a
you
fact.
somewhere where the coach ain't just gonna play you just because you homies with the star player.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you need to get out that situation. Obviously, the first time that you did it within the little span, you won a championship with the Bucks. Like
Right.
you gotta go find your role
Yeah.
somewhere else. Sadly,
Facts.
it sucks, but
Facts.
it is what it is. So, without looking, I have a question. I want to ask y'all: who do y'all think are the top three in assists? Do not look.
Well, I
Josh, I'm
can't.
gonna go
Um,
with you
I
first.
mean, I
go
You
ahead.
can't
already
say.
looked.
I already saw,
You already
bro.
looked.
All right,
Meech,
I'm gonna
who do
go.
you think are the top three?
Um, I'm gonna say Luca. He always is in the top.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna throw Trey Young in there. He's always
Okay.
he might be top 5 or something like that. Um, and then Giannis has been balling, but I don't know about necessarily. Fuck it,
Come on, you got it. I know you do.
I'm gonna throw KD in there. Fuck it.
For assists, KD.
Yeah, he
All
been
right,
doing a
let's
lot.
let's debunk that already.
Go ahead.
KD's
Go
not
ahead,
even in
Josh.
top 5.
Okay,
So number 3 is Luca.
okay,
Number 2 is Trey. And number
okay.
1 is Halliburton with
How
12.7,
did
almost
I
13
don't know how I
assists a
missed
game.
that. That was so easy.
Yeah,
So I was
Trey
2
got
out of 3.
yep,
Yes,
2 out of
yes.
3. Trey got 11, and
66%.
Luca's at 9.3 a game
Okay,
with Joker right behind him with 9.1.
okay.
So
Is
yeah,
KD even in top 10?
let me see. He is
22.
yeah, he's not
Okay.
even wow, yeah.
How many assists does he average?
Uh, Let me see. Boom. No, that's not what I want. There it is.
Like 5 or
Oh
6, maybe.
shit.
He averages 6 a game.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's
Not
not
bad.
enough. That's not enough to be in top 5. So okay, I get it. So
But
Halliburton averages 12 assists a game.
Almost 13.
When's the last time someone's averaged 13 assists a game?
I have no idea. Zero. I
What
seen
was cuz Russell during his
10.
his whole was 10, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Triple
That's
Um,
pretty
double.
impressive
I
for
think James
Halliburton.
Harden's was 10, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the year the Lakers won and LeBron led the league in assists, it was probably like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
we'll see
Man,
how
12.
long this can go up for.
yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna switch it to both of y'all without looking.
All right, come on.
Defensive
I look.
rebound leaders. Defensive leader
Defensive
for
rebound
rebounds.
leaders.
Go ahead, DJ.
Um, I'm gonna go with Rudy Gobert. I'm trying to go through my little Rolodex, my brain. Sheesh, I want to say Jokic. I know that's gonna be off, but I gotta put him up there. And then, fuck. Oh, switch. I don't want to put. I already said it. Then I'm gonna go with Embiid. I want to say Giannis, but I wanted to swap him out for Jokic. But
All
it is
right,
what it is.
all right. So you said Gobert, Joker, and Embiid. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Nick Claxton,
Oh,
Giannis,
nice.
um, and fuck it, I'm gonna throw Halliburton in that shit.
That's funny. That's funny.
It
All
is.
right. So Rudy and Joker are tied for 3. They're both getting 11.9 rebounds a game. Number 2 is Anthony Davis with 12. And then number 1 is Sabonis with almost
Mm,
13 rebounds a game.
Sheesh.
shit, damn.
Joel is number
Okay.
5 with 11.8, right behind Rudy and Joker.
These are some
Gotcha.
crazy stat leaders.
Yeah, and Giannis,
This
Giannis also is averaging 11.5 rebounds a game.
wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
these numbers is
So
going up.
these are good numbers for these leaders on their
Side
team.
side note, I think Indiana has Milwaukee's number.
Boy.
Yeah, after that game,
You
woo,
heard
New
Giannis
York
talking
Times.
about he think about them losses when he about to smash his girl.
Yeah, that was crazy. That
It's
was
pretty
bro,
crazy.
I
wild.
was dead, bro. I was so
Like
dead.
they got their number. I
He
don't know
couldn't
how,
look.
but their matchup, they're just a matchup nightmare for them. Where they can't guard
Hmm.
Halliburton, and Giannis goes nuts. I think that's what it is. They're living with Giannis going off, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they, especially with that team, I think they miss Drew Holiday more than they realize, just because it's height,
Yeah.
size for size. I mean, Halliburton's goddamn beat, and then you got somebody
Hmm.
that's dishing out 12 assists while also scoring 20 to 25, if not
Hmm.
more. Like, that's hard to guard.
Yeah, facts.
But
Okay, go ahead,
All
John.
right.
go ahead,
What
Josh.
about blocks?
Blocks. Oh yeah,
Mm,
I think I got this one.
I think
All right, let's see, DJ. Let's go.
yeah, go ahead.
I got Chet Holmgren. I got
Okay.
Brooke Lopez
Hmm.
and Who's the last one? I want to say. Let's go with Giannis. Fuck it. I should have
Okay.
said Embiid, but I'm gonna go Giannis.
All right.
I got Chet, AD, Claxton.
Man, I can't believe both of y'all ain't saying Victor Wembanyama. He is number one on the
Fuck.
blocks per
Shit,
game.
Really?
forgot.
Really?
3.2. The man 7'4". Come on,
I
man.
mean, I agree.
You got to at least
Yeah.
put him in top three.
I rarely see any highlight of that nigga playing defense.
Bro, I saw
I see.
that block he got on Giannis.
Ja?
Come on, if you
Oh,
blocking
Yeah, I
okay.
saw
Giannis,
that. I did see
woo.
that.
But
The
yeah, he's
dunk
getting
fucking it.
3.2. Brooke Lopez getting 2.9 at number 2. And Walker Kessler, the person I wanted
That's
on
my
my
guy.
fantasy team this year,
That's my guy.
got taken from me. He's at 2.7. And
So
Anthony
who's
Davis at 2.6, and Chet is at 2.6 for both tied for
I
fourth.
would have thought Chet was like up there.
the way
It
they be
makes
talking
sense
about him?
why the why the Wemby is up there. I've watched a lot of their games, and his blocks are not the traditional Ben Wallace swatted out the air type of
Right.
blocks. He contests really well and
Mm-hmm.
gets those fingers on it. And
Yep.
by definition, it's a block.
Yep. And
So
he's not
So
scared. He's not scared to like be in the
no,
paint and seeing him in the post against Giannis. And Giannis, he big. He got fucking muscle.
yeah,
You fucking shouldering him and shit. Like it was really good to see like Victor not afraid to be physical in the paint.
I like
for
it.
So
sure.
It's
yeah.
encouraging because the only thing I don't like is there was one game that Popovich sat Wembanyama for rest purposes, and I just think that's BS. Because what was this whole? Didn't they NBA make a rule about niggas not being able
Yep.
to just rest? Like he's
Yep.
how old is Victor Wembanyama?
He's 19.
What are you resting him for?
Right.
Yeah,
Your team
I agree.
sucks. One,
5 and
and he's
30.
19. Yeah, and those Victor fans are frustrated with the Spurs because I think we talked about it on the last pod. I think I talked about it. I don't know who they think who the team belongs to.
Right.
I think Keldon Johnson think it's his team. I think Devin Vassell think it's his team.
Yep.
It should be Victor's team.
Right.
For sure,
But
100%.
you can look on Twitter all day long. He be wide the fuck open, and they
Yes,
dead
bro.
ass be looking right at him and go up and take a horrible
Yep.
shot.
I was telling DJ that the other day, bro. There's a memes going around. Victor's like, "Hey, I'm open," and everybody else on the team, "Look, mom, I'm on TV." Like they're not giving it to the star player, bro. They're just trying to make a name for themselves. And DJ, you said this. They're trying to make a name for themselves so then they can get traded, so they can get off the team. So then it's just all right. We left Victor over in San Antonio, and now it's his problem. But they had a great potential to be in the playoffs if they
Yes.
actually
Oh,
worked
for
as
sure.
a team.
Absolutely.
But now I got to eat my words. They ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, I thought
I
that they
think
had good opportunity too as well with
Yeah,
how Victor. You give the ball to that nigga,
yeah.
bro. He
At least be
literally.
number 10 in the league at this point. Like hell, maybe
Yeah.
even play in opportunity, but it ain't
I mean,
gonna work.
they have the opportunity, but everybody's playing for a contract on that team because the only person that had got one in recent memory, is DeJounte, and then they traded him.
Well, Vassell got his over the summer, 140, 146 or something like that.
Too much.
Keldon Johnson got like a $90 million deal last year, but that's it. Trey Jones,
Doug
all
McDermott.
all them, yeah, Zach Collins, all those other niggas on the team are not on full, long term deals.
Right.
Right.
So you literally should just be running the offense through
Wemby.
Victor. What do you have to lose at this point?
Right.
Besides more games
Exactly.
that you're already going to lose.
I think shit at this point, y'all playing for the first pick again. The
Yeah.
only player in my 28 years of existence that had no excuse or the excuse to not have the ball in his hands every game, two people. Anthony Bennett, when he was drafted number 1 overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And number 2 is James Wiseman when he was drafted number 1 overall to the
To
Golden
the
State
Warriors,
Warriors.
makes sense.
Those are the only two niggas that had every excuse to not have the ball in their hands.
Because Kyrie was in
Everybody else
Cleveland,
since,
right?
Yep.
and the
Exactly.
Warriors were the fucking Warriors. So they didn't need
Right.
that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, bruh,
Makes
past y'all, but
Yep.
yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
All
okay.
right. Let's go to the last one. Steals. Steal leaders.
Okay.
Still
I'm gonna
Who's
leaders of
go.
swipe?
steel.
Who's the
Go
swiper? No
ahead. Go ahead.
swiping.
I'm gonna go Shea. This is no particular order.
All
Shea.
right.
Um, I'm gonna say Drew and fuck. Ain't nobody plays defense on the West. Fucking, I'm gonna throw Giannis in there.
Okay. I was thinking Giannis, so I'm not gonna say it this time.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go with. Whew, I'm gonna go with Shea. I'm gonna throw my boy in there, even though I know it's probably not accurate. Herb Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna throw in Victor, Victor Wembanyama.
All right.
I'm gonna take Giannis out and throw in Anthony Edwards instead. Fuck it.
Okay.
All right. Well, you both are right. Shy is 2.4.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2 is Donovan Mitchell with 1.9, almost 2 steals a game. And then third is, I'm actually surprised at this one, DeAnthony Melton.
Anthony
1.
Damn.
Melton, Jesus,
1.7 steals a
that's
game.
on. He plays for your team.
Sure does. That's why I was surprised.
Gee.
And then tied for fourth is Matisse Thybulle, 1.6, and Fox with 1.6.
Okay.
And it does make sense for Thybulle. He was our steal leader when he was on the team last year. He's really good. He's really good stealing the ball. You know, he has a good wingspan. So I'm not really too surprised. But Melton, kind of surprised. But I'm glad to see a Sixer on the board in steals.
I don't understand the Matisse Thybulle hype. Why, he's I mean, he played for your team, so maybe you
Yep.
do, but
Mm-hmm.
he gets a lot of hype, and every team he's on, he gets a lot of like he's a defensive specialist, and
Are you
I
calling
just
this
never,
nigga Andre Roberson?
I just never
Starting us up
personally,
a little
nah,
show.
I just never seen a nigga like really do a defensive job on somebody where he's sitting on niggas. Me personally,
Right.
I mean, over his career, he has gotten 452 steals.
it's a lot of steals.
That is a lot. And he started in 2019, so that's a lot of steals over 4 going 5 year span in the league.
About
Hmm.
100 a year.
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
near.
He's
Ain't
averaging
mad at
almost
it.
2 assists for his career, assist and a half for his career, or steal and a half for his career, probably.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
You
man,
got any
those
more?
are
Or is
those
that
are our
it for
stat
us?
leaders for the start of 2024.
All right. All right. So let's get a quick breakdown. And it's been a little while. An updated version of the current playoff and play-in pictures. I'll run them down one
Mm.
through 10, and if you guys have any questions or want to interject at any point, just let me know. So we're gonna start in the Eastern Conference first. To know nobody's surprised. I think it's been the same consistent three in the East. But number
Mm.
one is the Boston Celtics with a 28-7 record. Number two, we have the Milwaukee Bucks with a 25-11 record. Philadelphia 76ers 23-12. The Cleveland Cavaliers 21-15. Also, the New York
Mm.
Knicks with a 21-15 record. And then to finish out the actual playoff teams, it will be the Miami Heat at 6. Now for the play-in teams in the East, we have the Orlando Magic, who have come down to earth a little bit in the more recent games, with a
Yeah.
20-15 record. We have the Indiana Pacers with a 20-15 record at 8. Oh,
Mm.
this is ugly right here. Number 9, we have the Brooklyn Nets with a 16-21 record. And also we have the Chicago Bulls with a 16-21 record to finish out the top 10.
That's
The
the
top
Eastern
10 teams.
Conference for you for the last
Facts.
20,
Like
20 plus years I've been watching the NBA. You can always be a bottom team with a less than 500 record and either make the playoffs or have a chance to make it. That's just it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Cavs. I'm kind of surprised they're number 4, but also not at the same time because
Yeah.
they have a good squad. Jarrett Allen's doing great numbers since Mobley's out.
Yeah.
He's last game he got 29 and 16 rebounds, but they also had a pretty easy schedule. They play against the Spurs, but they just barely won by 2 points.
Yeah.
They won against the Wizards twice, blew them out by 39 points their first contest.
Sheesh.
They lost against the Raptors and Bucks, but they won against the Mavs, but the Mavs didn't have Luka
Kyrie.
or Kyrie.
Oh, damn.
And look at the rest of their record. They're losing against the Celtics, the Magic, They lost against the Trailblazers. So we'll see how far the Cleveland Cavaliers will go. I expect them to drop to like maybe 6 or 7
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
I think I'm surprised about the Pacers a little bit. Just because they look like a really good team, but being seated that low, you're going to match up against. If the playoffs were to start today, they'd be in a play-in first one, right?
Right.
And then if they got in and won, who they play, the Celtics first round
Yes.
or the Sixers?
Yes.
They'll play the
One of those.
Celtics.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
they win their play-in game, they'll play the Celtics, and then it just depends. If they lose, then they'll play the winner out of Brooklyn and Chicago, and then if they win that, they'll play.
The best position for you to be in the Eastern Conference this year is a 4 or 5 team because you're going to play
For sure.
the Knicks or
The Heat.
who's
Or the
the
Cavs.
Heat or the Cavs. You're going to play one of what I mean. You're going to play one of those middle of the pack of the Eastern Conference every year teams. That's your best bet. Don't be a low seed, and if you're 1 or 2, you're not worried about who you're playing because you're going to play a bad team anyway.
Right.
But if you're trying to get into the playoffs in the East, just stay in the cut and be a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah, that's why Philly need to go ahead and jump Milwaukee. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Milwaukee fan, but y'all need to go ahead and jump Milwaukee. That way y'all can get a non-bye week. Sweep them
3-6.
niggas.
Who they play
Yeah.
against? If
Well,
it would
Philly right now, if it were to start today, they would play Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they can still win it, but it's just like you want that easy sweep or the gentleman's sweep. That way you can rest up while everybody else is still playing and avoid injury.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing: every time we've gone against Miami, it sucks because they have depth. On
That's
their
a tough
bench.
first round.
They got a crazy depth on their bench. Like they got the possible running of the Rookie of the Year, Jaime.
Yep,
Jaquez,
He's
yeah,
nice.
he's doing real nice. Duncan Robinson. I mean, he can shoot here and there, but I mean that's still depth that we don't have. So we still need to do something about our bench.
For
So it's
sure.
gonna-
And I mean,
it's gonna
just
look rough.
imagine, right? Because Bam is a more physical specimen than the other two big men, or really anybody outside of Miles Turner in the play-in that you would have to play. Because you'd have to, you have, I don't even know. I think it's Biotics was the starting big for a while for
Yeah.
Orlando. And then you have Nick Claxton, and then Valanciunas is a body for sure, but I don't know. I don't think it's much. You don't have to expend much effort guarding him on defense. Bam, he can get a little loose. He's a little more athletic, but yeah, definitely don't want to play Miami in the first round. They're one of those teams that regular season super mid, but whenever the playoffs kick in, they all go.
Yep.
Yeah.
They will go.
Yep.
So now to the Western Conference. To my surprises, both of them still holding on strong. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 25-9 record. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 23-11 record. We have the Denver Nuggets at 3 with a 25-12 record. The Los Angeles Clippers have made a comeback with a 22-12 record for 4. Sacramento Kings with a 21-13 record for 5. We have the Dallas Mavericks, after having a rough end to their season last year after acquiring Kyrie Irving with a 21-15 record. That will sum up the playoff teams currently. Now for the play-in. We got my band of misfits, the New Orleans Pelicans, also tied with Dallas with a 21-15 record. You have the Phoenix Suns with a 19-16 record at 8. You have the Houston Rockets at number 9 with an 18-16 record. And then you have the Golden State Warriors with 17 and 18 record for number 10. And just outside of that, one game behind are your Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep.
Side note:
Yep.
tonight's game for the Lakers, Darvin Ham's future rides on it.
Mm,
So I want y'all to, hate on the Lakers, Josh. I want you to wish that we lose.
mm.
DJ, I want you to hope that we root for the Clippers tonight.
I'm rooting
I'll
for
be watching that
Monty
game tonight.
Williams to the
That's for sure.
Pelicans. That's what I'm rooting for.
Nah, man.
Because that's what's gonna happen. The
Nah.
Pelicans, the Pistons are gonna fire that nigga, and he's gonna go right to LA. And I hope to God he don't.
I hope to God he does.
Well, it's really cool to see. I'm gonna eat my words again about L.A. Clippers. I thought there was gonna be like definitely seven, seven, eighth seed, but seeing that they're fourth, James Harden got his shit together. The whole team got their shit together.
Yeah.
Now they're right in the middle of the playoff section. So we'll see how long it lasts. I mean, they should be winning these games as they are. So it's not like it's a big surprise, but I hope we get to see a nice playoff picture for these guys.
For sure, for sure. Meech, you got anything?
Um, nah, the picture looks about right. Honestly, there's no
Mm,
surprising. The West is tough every year, and whoever there's always going to be a team who doesn't get in that has the talent to get in, but maybe they lost a string full of games that just kind of the just bad luck or something like that.
Phoenix
Um,
Suns.
yeah, if it's they're in the playoff picture, play it like so. Um,
Let me ask you this question before we get up out of here. Even though it's really late, you kind of almost hit the midway point. But I'm telling
mhm.
you one thing that's gonna hurt the Lakers is that John Morant is back, and those Grizzlies are trying to claw their way back into a playoff spot. They're 12-23 right now, but
Yep,
they're what? They're
5 games
only four, yeah,
for
4.5 games behind the Lakers.
if
You have Golden State who's still holding on, and the Rockets right now. They know if they make one misstep that they're
yeah,
gonna get kicked out and
Hmm.
replaced by the Lakers or Memphis.
yeah.
As games continue to progress. How you feeling?
Um, I think it just goes to show that we have not been managed. This team has not been coached well. We get out coached damn near every night. We played the Heat the other night. Eric Spoelstra just ran a clinic on us. They ran a zone the whole game.
Mm,
One fucking zone, and he only played 8 players.
mm,
Secondly,
Damn.
I mean,
that's disrespectful.
yeah, we get out coached every game. Kind of maybe how you feel about Willie
Mm,
Green a little bit. Like it's just unacceptable. So if the Memphis Grizzlies make the playoffs and that nigga Job missed, first of all, there's no reason why they should be 4.5 games worse than us. And Ja Wig missed 25 games.
Right.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
There's like no reason for that. So it screams it's leadership. The
Mm-hmm.
players are not sold anymore. If you gonna try and every single season I go through this, man, like look, LeBron has never. I'm not even a LeBron stan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Kobe fan.
Go.
Y'all know that. But
Hmm.
why has he never had a Hall of Fame coach
Never.
besides Eric Spoelstra, who wasn't a Hall of Fame coach when
At the
LeBron went
time.
there at the
At
time?
the
He
time.
is now, but LeBron's never had a Hall of Fame coach.
Can I be honest with you? I think it's because the systems that they run now don't work. I mean, you see the Tom Thibodeau situation and how the Knicks are going. They never, they. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's a New York thing or what it was, but he's just not working out in New York. Yes, they get to the playoffs, but they cannot acquire the talent that they need to in order to progress further. And I
Hmm.
mean, who else really in the league at this point in time is really a Hall of Fame coach besides Pop? And he don't want to go to Sacramento. I mean, San Antonio and start over.
I hate
Yeah.
to say this, but Doc Rivers is commentating right now. and he's a better option. He's experienced. He's dealt with star power. He's been a player. He crosses all the boxes. Um, I would take Doc Rivers one. That would be my first option. Second option would be Mike Budenholzer, who Bucks fired. Um,
Dummies.
third option would be trading for Monty Williams. It makes perfect sense for the
Yeah.
Lakers and the Pistons because Darvin is a young coach. Pistons are a young team. Be bad together. You
For sure.
know,
Be bad.
Monty Williams, we've
Yep.
seen what he can do with good talent on his roster.
Right.
The Suns had how many consecutive 50, 60 game or win seasons and then made it to the finals. Like Monty Williams, he needs good talent. He just doesn't have good talent. They suck. So it's a perfect trade in my opinion. But
Bro said it's a match made in heaven. That's
it
We'll
is,
crazy.
see.
man.
All
Who
right, and
knows?
to finish it out before we get out of here, we're doing good on time. One thing we forgot a little bit earlier on, but the OG Ananobi, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly trade. Uh, Josh, let me get your thoughts on that. Who do you think won? What's the situation looking
I
like?
mean, I think the next one in that trade, you know, OG is a decent player. I'm not going to say uh, outright that he's like a superstar player that's going to carry their team to greatness, but he's a good piece. He did great things in Toronto. RJ Barrett's just not, you know, getting it right with New York. He's not. He's putting up. He's barely putting up 12 points a game over there, and quickly, you know, he's a decent point guard. So I feel like they just had to give away that piece for OG. So I mean, I think the Knicks might struggle with the one, but you know they still got Brunson, who's putting up crazy numbers. He's a great guard, and OG. You know, we'll see what the fit is like, but I think the Knicks got this one.
Okay, Leach, what you thinking?
I think the Knicks won. It was very weird to start three lefties for one. So I don't know.
So
That
that's a
was
good
pretty
point.
weird.
I didn't know
I
that.
don't trust lefties in general, but they were starting three of them. And they gave up a one-dimensional quickly. He scores, and an inconsistent Barrett, and
For
you
sure,
get a
yeah.
solid, polished OG who was a part of a championship team with Toronto, right?
Yeah.
His experience, he's solid. I always had questions about his durability. He seems to always get hurt for some, those small injuries here and there. But yeah, I don't think the Knicks gave up a lot. Quickly is more like a throw-in, honestly. Yeah, you essentially traded OG for Barrett. But yeah, I think the Knicks won. I think Masai, the Raptors, they're getting rid of their multitude of 6'9" Africans they got over there. I mean, they had
Boy,
Siakam, OG, Boucher,
Bobo.
Precious,
Did they have Bobo
Ochiwawa.
at one point?
No, they had
nah,
Precious, Ochiawa, whatever his name. They have like a
Achua.
multitude of 6'9" Africans.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So he's breaking it up, breaking the band up.
All right, and so before we get out of here, just got to shout out the Pelicans. Almost up 50 on the Kings with 8 minutes left to go in the fourth. Being down,
5-0.
yeah, almost up 50. It's 114 to 70 right now. So with no Zion, so we
That
need to
would
go
frustrate
ahead.
me.
Boy, you just fucking up my prize picks right now, honestly. But other than that, we need the Mavericks to lose to the Timberwolves tonight. That way we can take that sixth spot and go ahead, not solidify ourselves, but trend in the right direction. But with that being said, that's another episode of the From the Jump podcast. We out.
Peace.
Peace.